Good morning, Max. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well, Julien. You look good. How is Paris? How's the City of Light?
I'm doing good. I have a story. It's not my story, which is probably why I'm doing good. Um, in a way, it's a mailbag story, but not really. Meaning, I'm actually taking a story from my brother. I did not really ask for his permission on this one. I'm hoping he's not going to sue me. And that's just coming from a very long vocal WhatsApp message he sent a few weeks back now, where he was just moaning about an experience he had. And my feedback was, that feels painful. That's going to go on my vlog. And here it is. So, you ready for that?
I can't wait. I've got my coffee, so I'm steeled. I'm ready. Sounds
Okay,
like
so
it's going to be sad. Sounds like it's going to be hard.
in a way, so just before the call, I listened to the message again. It took me 10 good minutes to find it, because unfortunately you cannot search for vocal messages because there is no text, so it was a little bit more difficult. I found the message and took some notes, so it's not like he wrote it down, so it might be all over the place, but I'll try to make it as clean as possible. So basically, that's a story about a lawnmower. He was about to cut the grass, and unfortunately, I can't remember the reason, but whatever machine he had until now probably broke down or lost it or whatever happened. Anyway, he needed a machine to cut the grass. So he did what we always do, which is going online. But the thing is, it was a Saturday. And he had this great idea that he wanted to cut it today, not tomorrow, not on Monday. It had to be done today. So,
What a week from Thursday.
exactly. So the only way to do that is to go and buy the machine right away. And while internet is fantastic for many things, and now you can even get the delivery tomorrow, he wanted it today. So we decided to go to the store. So what he did is checking online for the local store, found exactly the machine he wanted to buy, which was both cheap and with good reviews, seemed to be efficient. And it's not like he has the gigantic field anyway.
Right.
So
He didn't need a riding mower.
exactly. So he found it, checked online, and it was telling him there were still 2 items in the store. So jumped in his car, 5 minutes drive, he gets to the store. It's very crowded, typical Saturday in France. And the first thing is the staff completely ignores him. They see him waiting, and they run left and right, which been working in retail. I know how difficult it is when you're the staff and everyone has a question. And in the same time as you're supposed to support customers, you're also supposed to put stuff on the shelf. So I understand that. At some point, he actually reached out to the staff and just say, "Hey, I'm here." And then he asked about, okay, I've checked online. There are 2 of these items. I've checked everywhere, and I can't find it. Can you help me out? So the staff just respond, well, if they are not here, then they are not here. And my brother is just saying, well, look, I might need something. Yeah, exactly. It says they're here, so can you help me out? So the staff say, okay, you're going to wait here. I'm going to check and I'll get back to you. He waits for a good 10 minutes. The staff comes back and say, okay, now I'm going to start searching. And the staff actually helps out because he searched for a good 45 minutes with my brother still waiting around. And after 45 minutes, my brother just said, look, I've waited long enough for this. So while waiting, I saw there was another one here. It seems more expensive, but what do you think? And the staff told him, well, the other one is actually better. And my brother said, yes, but you don't have it. So might be better, might be cheaper, but you don't have it. What do you think? Should I take this one? And the staff said, yeah, take it. This is going to be just fine. So he takes it. And then he notices that there is a special offer on this one. And to get the special offer, probably 15% off, can't remember the detail, you just need to have the loyalty card. So he goes to the cashier with the item, ready to pay, and asks to make the loyalty card to get the 15% off. And then they say, yeah, no problem. but we can't make the loyalty card here. You see, on the other side of the store, there is an office. You go there, you make the card. I'm going to keep the item here for you. You come back, you get your card, you pay, you get the discount. Happy day. So he goes to the other office. By that time, he's probably waited for 1.5 hours already around. So he gets to the office, fill the long form with all the information that's required. And then the staff asks for payment. So he said, I'm going to pay with my card. He gives his card, and it does not work. And the staff is adamant that that's your card issue. Are you sure you have money on your account? At this point, he's pretty upset already because, yeah, well, I'm working. I do have money on my account. It's definitely your machine that's not working. But it doesn't want to fight, so he gives another card from another bank. It still doesn't work. And the staff is like, I'm pretty sure it's your cards that are not working. Now, at this point, he had enough. He's saying, look, 2 different cards, 2 different banks. If something is wrong, it's definitely your machine. He storms out, goes straight to the cashier, forget about the 15%, pays with his card, and it actually works on the first trial. So guess what? The problem was definitely the machine. And then he leaves without the discount. And the whole story took him about 2 hours to finally leave with not the product he wanted, a more expensive price, and none of the discount he was expecting to get when he actually picked the product. And he ended the story with, I just understand why people buy things online. If I purchase it on Amazon, I would have had it the next day for cheaper, and it would definitely not take me 2 hours. And that was very painful for him. So I thought, hey, what about we discuss that one today and see where it lands?
There's so many, you know, the worst thing about this, and I'm kind of the same way. I like, especially something like a lawnmower. I buying one without pushing it back and forth on the floor, you know, it's ridiculous. It doesn't make any difference. But just being able to push it back and look at it and go, okay, it looks like the picture. I really like to do that and to have that experience. The worst thing about all of this is your brother got put in the position of, doesn't sound like he did a lot, but he did some research, came up with the exact one he wanted, was told it was there, and then was stuck spending 2 hours buying what he didn't want. And that just to me seems like, you know, it's like when you're going through that, I'm like, yes, you're dealing with your Saturday afternoon, but you know, you could have this lawnmower for 10 years, or even worse, you could only have it for a year because you didn't know enough about it. You know, the guys in the store are telling me, yeah, this one isn't as good as the other one. I get it. I've done the same thing. I likely in his shoes would have done the same thing. I don't know what the store does to put him in a different position around that.
Well,
I don't think there's.
Let's maybe start listing everything that went wrong, because there were quite a few things. First,
it's a long list.
You're telling me you get products which you don't have.
Right.
Probably a technical glitch. Because I seriously doubt the 2 products were on the shelf and 10 minutes later they disappeared. So it sounds more like a stocking issue of sort. Second issue, the staff being somehow rude. Which this one I seriously understand on a Saturday afternoon when the entire store is crowded. I'll probably give them a pass on this one. The third issue is not being able to create the loyalty card at the cashier, but sending people somewhere else and asking for a ton of information. I understand why they do that, but there should be a simpler way. Number 4 is just simply claiming that the issue is with the customer. It may very well be true, but as a frontline worker, the first feedback should be, oh, probably my machine is not working. Can we try with another card? It's not, are you sure you got money on your account? How can you come up with that line? Especially after 2 cards failed. So, yeah, I think this was the top 4 things, but that was very... And then there is also the staff telling him the other machine is better, after obviously can find it, there should be another way to phrase, yeah, this one is great. The other one would have been perfect, but this one is also, I don't know. You can't tell the customer, the one you can
Yeah,
get
I
is
mean,
actually better.
on one level, they're being honest, but and the other thing with the staff, I don't know, maybe in Paris, the next nearest one would be a 2-hour drive, but around here, drive half an hour, you could go to another store nearby. There might be one there if they could, although I don't know if they lied and told me there were two in stock when there weren't, that I'd want to drive to another store, but that
So
not making that option available.
first, my brother does not live in Paris, actually pretty far from here. There might be another store. I don't think they would help you out on a Saturday. If you show up on a Monday morning, sure.
Yeah.
But when the shop is crowded, I don't think they really have time to do this. And considering that on the website it's telling you there is stock, you show up, there isn't. I'm not sure you would even have wanted to listen to their feedback, drive to the other store just to get the same experience. I would personally not.
All right, that's fair enough. What strikes me about this is I'm gonna say this in a way I don't mean, but your brother did everything wrong. And the thing is, why is it wrong to, on a Saturday, go to a store to buy something? And that is the bottom line to so much of the story, is it's too busy on a Saturday. Oh, I want to get this so I can use it today is an unrealistic expectation. No, that's not fair. That's not right. I think you did a good job of listing the breakdowns. I just feel like this, more than most of the consequences of the breakdown, are just so frustrating and yucky.
Well, I think two things on that. First, the staff, the company, sorry, the store, if they know Saturdays are going to be tough, they should do something about it. Either hire more staff during the weekend than you have during weekdays, or have a warning on the website. It looks like there are 2 items in stock, but 2 being a small number, there is a risk that actually this number is not, we can't guarantee the number is accurate.
That's a great idea. That's a
right?
great idea. Yeah.
So there could be something here. But the other thing is that you talk about consequences. Not that he's going to buy the same item in the near future, unless this one breaks down, never know. But he's not going to buy from that store, at least not in person ever again, because the experience was just too painful. We had this shop that are in an incredible, difficult position, because you need to fight against Amazon. Any store, any retailer that needs to battle against Amazon is in a tough spot right now. But what they just did was to say, go to Amazon. They will provide you better service, and right? That's the outcome here.
Yeah. I mean, and God, I just so feel for him, because I know what it's like. Okay, there's 2 in stock. I'm going to go get it. I'll be back in 20 minutes. An hour from now, the lawn will be mowed, and I'll get on with my day. 2 hours later, he's got a product he didn't want. He had to pay more for it than he should have. And it's all just the dysfunction in the store. And, God, the Amazon thing is just such a cloud over all of this, because you've got, yes, you could staff more on a Saturday, and it seems like there would be an increase in revenue such that you could justify the expense pretty easily. But, Amazon doesn't have to pay for a store, and it just, their margins are so razor thin.
But I think that's, that's probably a much bigger issue than the one we could touch here today. But the retail industry, because of Amazon, similarly, the media industry, because of Google, have to reinvent themselves. You can't just blame Amazon, they don't have the same cost structure, so it's unfair. It is unfair. It's absolutely right.
Get
Plus,
over it.
how do you get the 24 hours delivery is by making delivery dangerous and not paying the delivery guys properly. I mean, it's completely unfair. The same way that the media industry has very experienced journalists that are just not paid enough for what they're doing because people consume free content on Google. So is it unfair? Absolutely. It is completely unfair. But that's the world we live in. So instead of moaning about it, we need to think about a new model that would make it profitable for the company while still keeping it alive. Moaning about it is not saving any customer. You're just sending your customers even faster to the competition here.
Fair enough. Fair enough. And you're right. I don't know what that better model looks like. We do need stores. Again, I bought a shirt yesterday. I would not, shirts don't fit on me right all the time. If I don't have a way to put it on, I mean, I guess you can, no,
Return.
Yeah, all right. But even then, I'm not going to buy it unless I can put it on. Yeah,
So I
the
guess
world's requiring us to change.
we're gonna have to roll up our sleeves because finding a new model for either the retail or the media industry is I'm
Not
guessing.
trivial.
Yeah, yeah. But right, I'll give that feedback to my browser. I'll keep that probably as a title for the video. Your browser did it wrong. Did it all wrong, I think you said. So I think that's a nice conclusion here.
All right, yeah, and tell them I'm sorry.
I will. I'll pass it on. Thank you very
All
much
right.
for listening in, Max. And next week, I promise there's gonna be your story.
All right. Well, I have a retail story, so we'll get a theme going here.
Perfect. Thank you so
Alrighty.
much. Have a beautiful day, and I'll talk to you next week.
All right, thanks.
Bye.